The Friendship War. Chapter 8 Total Geniuses. Hi, Mom, I'm home, she calls back from her office upstairs, which is more like a big closet. Hi, sweetheart, I've got a Skype meeting in about 10 minutes. Get yourself a snack, okay? Okay. I go to the kitchen, but food is the last thing on my mind. I open the door to the laundry room, then dig around inside the broom closet until I find the sewing box that Ben and I gave Mom for Mother's Day 4 years ago. Mom doesn't sew for fun or as a hobby or anything like that, but she does have some basic sewing stuff. She used to keep it all in a couple of plastic containers from a Chinese restaurant until we got her this deluxe denim covered sewing box. It looks brand new. I open the lid and lift out a plastic tray loaded with spools of thread, and then under a large pincushion and 3 packs of needles beneath a package of iron-on patches and loops of flat elastic way down on the very bottom of the sewing box, I find what I'm looking for. Those buttons. Loose buttons. Ben comes into the kitchen about 15 minutes later. Um, what's going on here? I'm recording family history. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you're taking pictures of buttons. I straighten up and wave my hand over the table. See this? Mom and Dad have been married for 19 and a half years, and these are the family's unattached buttons. The Hamlin Family Button Collection. There are 134 of them. That works out to about 7 buttons for each year they've been married. I paused to let the information sink in. Okay, I'm with you. Of course, I really wish I knew the order the buttons had been saved in, so I could make an exact timeline from the very first button right up to the most recent one. But I don't know that, and wishing is not scientific. And also, don't know which buttons came from whose clothes, except for a few. See these 5 pewter buttons with the rose design? They used to be on that red and white handmade sweater Mom has. But then one got lost, so she snipped off these 5 and tossed them in with the sewing junk. Then sewed 6 new matching buttons back onto her sweater. I could probably figure out what year that happened. I turned to Ben. Do you think Mom and Dad started finding more stray buttons once they had you and me? Makes sense. More people, more clothes, more buttons. He picks up a large silver button with a harp design stamped onto the metal. This one is mine for sure. I lost a button off my middle school band uniform. Mr. Clift made me buy a new one, and Mom taught me how to sew it on myself. Then, about a year later, she found a button under the cushions of the family room couch. And here it is. That gets me thinking. You know, every single button here has some kind of story. Ben squints at me. Well, yeah, but I bet a lot of these were just extra buttons that came with a pair of pants or a sweater or something. Not much of a story. I'm not giving up. But every button's story started way before any of them got to our house, onto our clothes. Because all these buttons had to get designed by somebody, and then each one got made somewhere, right? And then each one got moved around by people and then sewn onto something or dropped one by one into tiny plastic bags and stuck inside the back pocket of some new pants, right? Yeah, Ben says, except stuff like that happens to everything like this chair or my shoes or that light bulb. Every single thing in the whole world has a story of how it got made and how It got to be somewhere. And a button is just one other thing. Okay, I say, but tell me this. If you stop using a light bulb, do you put it in the box in the broom closet and leave it there for 19 and a half years? No, there's something different about buttons, right? Yes, probably when you stop using a light bulb, it's probably because it doesn't work anymore. So why keep it? But a button can can always do what it was made to do. Unless it gets crushed or broken in half or something, which doesn't happen much. Put an old shirt button onto a different shirt and it's still work. Exactly. Then I pause a second to get the next bit right. And that's why people hang on to buttons, even if there's no way they'll ever use them again. They don't keep them to use them, they keep them because they might. It feels like I've just solved a mystery. Ben nods, stroking his chin as if he had a beard. And I guess figuring out all this proves once more that we are a couple of total geniuses. I laugh and then say, except I'm the one who has 27 boxes full of buttons in my bedroom, and you don't. Which probably makes me a little bit more of a total genius than you are. Interesting theory, he says, but having 27 boxes of buttons in your bedroom probably just means that you're a crackpot. You could be right. Then I remember something. Oh, could you do me a favor? Please don't tell anybody that I've got all those buttons, okay? How come? He asks, but then quickly whispers, Oh, right. The crackpot thing? Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. And like, if you want to tiptoe upstairs and live in mom and dad's attic for the rest of your life, I'm cool with that too. I cross my eyes and stick out my tongue and then turn back